Hey guys, it's Jessica Ward King, also known as the Stigma Crusher, and this is a quick one, but I just wanted to jump in there and talk for a quick minute about the Olympians that are really bringing the ideas and feelings behind mental illness into their workplace, which is sport. Lots of stigma in sport, lots of people telling them to suck it up, but these women generally, but some young men have come out as well, are not afraid, and they are really bringing their A game to their mental health, which is amazing to see. And you know what? Most of the response has been super positive, with, uh, stars coming out and making, like I saw about Taylor Swift making an homage to Simone Biles. And, it's really great to see. It's also super disheartening to see those pieces of hatred that are coming out that are telling the Olympians that they're high-powered professional sports people and they should just suck it up and do their jobs. Yeah. We talked about this when we talked about Naomi Osaka before, and we're talking about it again now that it's Simone and plenty of other um, folks as well. And so to that I say there is no space for that. But the conversation then becomes whether it's stress from the press, so that's in terms of Naomi Osaka, or the twisties from Simone. And I do notice, though this is not a criticism of either woman or her journey, but I do notice that we're not talking about mental illness. We're not talking about diagnoses. And these things are not entirely relatable to a lot of folks with mental illness. In the mental health community, it's, having these euphemisms is pretty common. But I do enjoy the parts where they are talking specifically about mental health and the way that it's affecting them. We know that 41.4 of the Canadian team would be diagnosable with depression or anxiety or an eating disorder. 40% of this group of super high-powered athletes would be diagnosable with one of those. They did a study where they looked at the feelings and cognitions of these mostly young people, and that's what they found. And so that tells us the toll of that level of sport on the psyches of its greatest stars. That tells us that we should not be having the conversation about one or two or a handful of young men and women. We should be looking for 40% of these Olympians to struggle with issues of mental health and mental illness. And considering that in the general population, we would be expecting 20%. Double that for these high-powered athletes. Why is this not a conversation that we are having constantly? This isn't the first time we've had it, but every year it seems, or every 4 years, it seems we need to re-have this conversation. Like folks don't remember that Michael Phelps has been having this conversation for years now. So we really need to keep that conversation going, and I'm hopeful that this year will be the year. Well, that is all I wanted to say, but please do weigh in down below any of your comments or thoughts that you are having on the mental health saga at the Olympics. I will always respond to every comment you put. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Have a great week. Bye.
Stigma Crusher.